Lamborghini has built some of the most outrageous cars in history. Machines with roaring V12 engines, razor-sharp styling, and unbelievable speed. But hidden behind icons like the Aventador and Murcielago is a Lamborghini so radical that it almost seemed impossible. It weighed less than many compact cars. It was built almost entirely from carbon fiber. It had over 560 horsepower, yet almost nobody has ever seen one in person. This wasn't just another supercar. It was an engineering experiment that pushed Lamborghini further than ever before. This is the story of the forgotten Lamborghini that was simply too extreme. Chapter 1. Lamborghini Before the Revolution. 045 to 230. Voiceover. The late 2000s marked a turning point in the supercar world. Manufacturers were no longer competing with horsepower alone. Every kilogram mattered, every millisecond counted, and every new innovation pushed the limits of what a performance car could become. Lamborghini had already earned its place among the world's greatest supercar makers. The Murcielago had become a symbol of raw V12 power, while the Gallardo introduced thousands of drivers to the unmistakable Lamborghini experience. Their aggressive styling and thunderous engines made them impossible to ignore. But behind the scenes, the engineers in Sant'Agata Bolognese knew the future would demand more than bigger engines and higher top speeds. Their greatest rival, Ferrari, was investing heavily in lightweight construction and Formula One-inspired technology. Across the automotive world, carbon fiber was becoming the material of the future, stronger than steel, yet dramatically lighter. Lamborghini faced an important question. What if a supercar wasn't simply made faster by adding more power? What if the real breakthrough came from removing weight instead? That single idea would inspire one of the boldest engineering projects in Lamborghini's history. Hidden behind closed doors, a small team of designers and engineers began working on a machine unlike anything the company had ever attempted. Their mission was simple in theory, but almost impossible in practice. Build the lightest, most extreme Lamborghini the world had ever seen. What they created would challenge everything people believed a supercar could be. Behind the walls of Lamborghini's headquarters in Sant'Agata Bolognese, a project unlike any before was quietly taking shape. While the world focused on horsepower wars and record-breaking top speeds, a small team of engineers was asking a different question. What if the fastest Lamborghini wasn't the one with the biggest engine, but the one carrying the least weight? This idea became the foundation of a top-secret development program. Every component would be reimagined with one goal: eliminate every unnecessary gram without sacrificing strength or performance. The answer was carbon fiber. Already proven in Formula One and aerospace engineering, carbon fiber offered an extraordinary combination of lightness and rigidity. Lamborghini had experimented with the material before, but this project demanded something far more ambitious. Instead of using carbon fiber only for body panels, the engineers wanted to build an entire philosophy around it. The chassis would be made from carbon fiber. The body panels would be carbon fiber. The drive shaft, suspension components, aerodynamic elements, and even parts of the interior would all rely on advanced composite materials. It wasn't simply about replacing metal with something lighter. Every piece had to be redesigned from the ground up, using techniques that pushed manufacturing beyond anything Lamborghini had attempted before. Creating these parts was incredibly difficult. Carbon fiber required precision, specialized molds, and hours of hand finishing. Even the smallest mistake could ruin an entire component. To overcome these challenges, Lamborghini invested heavily in new research and advanced production methods, developing technologies that would influence the company's future supercars for years to come. As the prototypes slowly came together, one thing became clear. This wasn't just another Lamborghini. It was becoming a rolling laboratory, a machine built to prove what was possible when engineers ignored convention and chased perfection. Soon, the world would discover the result of this bold experiment. But first, it needed a name worthy of its revolutionary design. After years of research, testing, and secrecy, Lamborghini was finally ready to reveal its boldest creation to the world. In October 2010, at the Paris Motor Show, a dramatic black and red machine rolled onto the stage. It looked less like a road car and more like a futuristic race car that had escaped from tomorrow. The audience stood in disbelief. Every sharp line, every aggressive vent, and every exposed carbon fiber surface served a purpose. Nothing had been added for decoration. Every detail existed to make the car lighter, faster, and more efficient. Lamborghini gave the car a fitting name, Sesto Elemento, which means sixth element in Italian. The name was inspired by the periodic table, where carbon is the sixth chemical element. Since carbon fiber formed the heart of the entire project, there could not have been a more appropriate name. Beneath its lightweight body sat Lamborghini's proven 5.2-liter naturally aspirated V10 engine, producing 570 horsepower. Power was sent to all four wheels through Lamborghini's advanced all-wheel drive system, delivering incredible traction and explosive acceleration. But the engine was only part of the story. The true revolution was the weight. Thanks to its carbon fiber construction, the Sesto Elemento tipped the scales at just 999 kilograms, less than many compact city cars. It was hundreds of kilograms lighter than most of its rivals, giving it an astonishing power-to-weight ratio. The results were breathtaking. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour took just 2.5 seconds, making it one of the quickest Lamborghinis ever built. Its top speed exceeded 300 kilometers per hour, but straight-line speed wasn't its greatest strength. The Sesto Elemento was designed to dominate corners, respond instantly to every steering input, and deliver the purest driving experience possible. It wasn't simply another supercar. It was Lamborghini's vision of what happened when engineering ambition outweighed commercial practicality. The world had never seen anything quite like it. At first glance, the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento looked like another exotic supercar. But beneath its aggressive styling was a philosophy that challenged decades of automotive engineering. Most manufacturers searched for more performance by increasing horsepower. Lamborghini chose a different path. Instead of adding power, they removed weight. This single decision transformed every aspect of the car. The Sesto Elemento weighed just 999 kilograms, an almost unbelievable figure for an all-wheel drive V10 supercar. To appreciate how remarkable that was, consider its rivals. The Ferrari 458 Italia weighed around 1,380 kilograms. The Porsche 911 Turbo tipped the scales at approximately 1,580 kilograms. Even Lamborghini's own Gallardo was hundreds of kilograms heavier. That massive reduction in weight changed everything. With less mass to move, the engine delivered even more explosive acceleration. The brakes required less effort to stop the car, allowing shorter stopping distances and greater confidence under heavy braking. Through corners, the difference became even more dramatic. The Sesto Elemento changed direction almost instantly. Every steering input was immediate. Every movement felt sharp, precise, and perfectly connected to the road. Its lightweight construction also improved tire grip and balance. Instead of fighting against excess weight, the suspension worked more efficiently, giving the driver exceptional control at high speeds. Aerodynamics played an equally important role. Large air intakes fed cool air to the powerful V10 engine, while carefully sculpted vents directed airflow through the body to increase stability. Every curve, every opening, and every sharp edge had a purpose. Even the rear of the car was engineered to maximize downforce, without relying on oversized wings. The result was a machine that remained planted to the asphalt while slicing effortlessly through the air. But Lamborghini's obsession with saving weight extended far beyond the bodywork. The exhaust system was lighter. The suspension components were lighter. Even small interior details were redesigned to eliminate unnecessary grams. To many people, these changes seemed insignificant on their own. Together, they created one of the most focused and extreme performance cars Lamborghini had ever built. The Sesto Elemento wasn't designed to impress with luxury or comfort. It was built for one purpose alone: to deliver the purest driving experience possible. Stepping inside the Lamborghini, Sesto Elemento felt nothing like entering a traditional supercar. There was no luxurious leather covering every surface, no polished wood trim, no elaborate infotainment system. Even basic comforts that drivers expected from an expensive exotic were missing. The moment you opened the lightweight door, it became clear that this machine had been built with a single obsession: saving weight. Instead of conventional seats, the Sesto Elemento featured fixed carbon fiber seat shells molded directly into the chassis. Drivers didn't adjust the seats to fit themselves. Instead, the pedals and steering wheel were positioned around the driver, a solution inspired by Formula One race cars. The floor wasn't hidden beneath thick carpets. The exposed carbon fiber structure became part of the interior design, proudly displaying the material that made the car so revolutionary. Even the door panels were stripped to the essentials. Lightweight pull straps replaced traditional handles, while unnecessary switches and decorative trim were eliminated wherever possible. The windows were made from lightweight polycarbonate instead of conventional automotive glass, reducing even more weight without compromising visibility. Every gram mattered. The dashboard followed the same philosophy. Simple digital displays delivered only the information the driver truly needed, nothing more. There were no luxury features competing for attention, no distractions, no excess. Every control existed for one purpose: to help the driver focus entirely on the road ahead. To some, the cabin felt unfinished. To others, it represented automotive perfection. The Sesto Elemento wasn't designed to pamper its driver. It was designed to make every lap faster, every corner sharper, and every second behind the wheel unforgettable. Inside this Lamborghini, luxury was replaced by engineering, and performance became the only priority. Despite its breathtaking performance and revolutionary engineering, there was one major limitation that separated the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento from every other Lamborghini. You couldn't legally drive it on public roads. That decision wasn't an accident. It was intentional. From the very beginning, Lamborghini designed the Sesto Elemento as a machine with one purpose: to deliver the ultimate track driving experience. Every design choice prioritized speed, agility, and weight reduction over everyday usability. Making the car road legal would have required compromises: additional safety equipment, stricter crash standards, emissions compliance, and countless regulatory requirements would all have added weight. That extra weight would have gone against the very philosophy that defined the Sesto Elemento. Instead of chasing government approvals around the world, Lamborghini focused on building the purest driving machine it possibly could. The car featured an ultra-lightweight carbon fiber structure and racing-inspired construction that pushed engineering to its limits. While incredibly strong, it was developed with track performance, not everyday road regulations, as the priority. Comfort was never part of the mission. There was very little luggage space. Getting in and out required flexibility. The suspension was engineered for smooth racing circuits rather than rough city streets. Everything about the Sesto Elemento reminded its driver that this was a purpose-built performance machine. Only a very small production run was planned, with each example built for passionate collectors who understood exactly what Lamborghini had created. For them, ownership wasn't about commuting or weekend shopping. It was about experiencing one of the most uncompromising Lamborghinis ever built on a race circuit, exactly as its engineers intended. In a world where many supercars try to balance luxury with everyday practicality, the Sesto Elemento chose a completely different path. It sacrificed convenience in pursuit of perfection, and that is exactly what made it so unforgettable. When Lamborghini officially announced the Sesto Elemento, it immediately became one of the most exclusive cars the company had ever produced. This was never meant to be a mass-produced supercar. It was created as an engineering masterpiece, built in extremely limited numbers for a select group of collectors around the world. In total, only 20 examples of the Sesto Elemento were produced. Each car was meticulously hand-assembled at Lamborghini's headquarters in Sant'Agata Bolognese, where skilled technicians spent countless hours crafting every carbon fiber component with extraordinary precision. Its original price was around €2 million, making it one of the most expensive Lamborghinis ever offered at the time. But for the lucky few who secured one, the price was almost irrelevant. They weren't simply buying a supercar, they were purchasing a piece of automotive history. Because production was so limited, every Sesto Elemento became instantly collectible. Long before the final car left the factory, demand had already exceeded supply. Today, spotting one in public is exceptionally rare. Most examples spend their lives in carefully protected private collections, climate-controlled garages, or prestigious automotive museums. A few occasionally appear at exclusive track events, where their naturally aspirated V10 engines remind spectators why this Lamborghini became a legend. Over the years, the Sesto Elemento's value has continued to rise. Collectors no longer view it as just another Lamborghini. They see it as one of the most significant technological milestones in the company's history, a machine that demonstrated what could be achieved when innovation took priority over practicality. With only 20 cars ever built, owning one is more than a symbol of wealth. It is membership in one of the world's most exclusive automotive clubs, and as time passes, its rarity only makes the legend grow stronger. The Lamborghini Sesto Elemento was never designed to dominate sales charts. It wasn't created to become a daily driver. And it certainly wasn't built to satisfy luxury buyers. Its true purpose was much greater. It existed to push Lamborghini beyond the limits of conventional engineering and prove what was possible when performance became the only priority. Although only 20 examples were ever built, the knowledge gained from the Sesto Elemento transformed the future of Lamborghini forever. The project accelerated the company's expertise in carbon fiber technology, advanced composite manufacturing, and lightweight engineering. Techniques first explored during its development later influenced some of Lamborghini's most advanced production cars. Models like the Aventador introduced a carbon fiber monocoque chassis to a wider audience, while newer generations continued to benefit from the lessons learned during the Sesto Elemento program. Its influence reached far beyond Lamborghini. The automotive industry took notice. Manufacturers around the world realized that reducing weight could be just as powerful as increasing horsepower. The Sesto Elemento helped shift the conversation from raw engine output to intelligent engineering. Even today, more than a decade after its debut, the car still looks futuristic. Its sharp bodywork, exposed carbon fiber, aggressive air channels, and race-inspired design remain unlike almost anything on the road or the track. It never needed record-breaking production numbers to earn respect. It earned that respect through innovation, through courage, and through an uncompromising vision of what a supercar could become. The Sesto Elemento wasn't simply ahead of its time. In many ways, it helped define the future of modern supercars. Its legacy lives on every time Lamborghini engineers choose lighter materials, smarter aerodynamics, and more advanced technology. Some cars are remembered because they sold millions. Others are remembered because they changed history. The Lamborghini Sesto Elemento belongs to the second category, a forgotten masterpiece, an engineering revolution, and one of the most extreme Lamborghinis ever created.